I'm chasing shadows in the night. Words echo silent where I hide. Every mirror shows a stranger's eyes, searching for the part of me that's mine. But the sky ignites a spark inside, burning down to wait. In the ashes of my fight, truth is born again. I will rise up like a phoenix from the flame. Find my voice and call out your name. From the roots of what I used to be, I'll embrace the truth and set it free. Blinded by the weight of all my fears, I let them break me, shake my tears. Every scar's a testament to love. Now I rewrite the story in my mind. Yeah, feel the fire burning. I'm no longer turning away from the truth that's calling. I'm alive today. All I used to be, flash of freeness, fires wearing, set me free. Rising high, Phoenix, watch me go.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about what we're seeking, that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Well, good morning, Monday morning to every single one of you. Today is the 12th of January. This month is flying by. It is good to see everyone here. And I must start this stream off apologizing for the error in time. There have been some people here since midnight, after midnight, last night, before midnight, whatever time that it is in your zone. And I just want to say, that is a freaking dedication. I would never host a live in the middle of the night unless it was something massively that couldn't wait. I am usually asleep by, say, 10 p.m., 11 at the latest, and I get good sleep. So for all of you that are night owls, can't sleepers, whatever you want to call it, I would never host a live in the middle of the night unless it was some massive, major breaking news. But what I do have for you today is pretty crazy in regards to logic. This is Phoenix. You have reached Phoenix Talks, and we just want to shout out to a new member, Midnight Pup. Love your name. You became a new YouTube member. Welcome into the nest. And like I said, I'm Phoenix, your host today at Phoenix Talks. This is where we rise above the assumptions. We negate all those rumors. We try to debunk as much as we can. We want to get to the truth, and we think with open minds. So here, every question matters. Every angle is welcome. If this is you, welcome home. You are not alone in regards to the Idaho 4 case, because we are trying to get to the bottom of it also. Are we trying to solve this case? Absolutely not. We're just trying to make sense of what they have given the public and what lines up to the headlines, which is absolutely freaking nothing, y'all. Nothing. Today's topic is going to be pretty intense, folks. I'm just going to say it right now. I will kind of share some things that some people probably don't want to hear, but I will share a lot of education today. And I'm going to throw it off with a good question. Are y'all ready in the chat? Welcome, Michelle, Okie dokie, Lisa, Brenda, Jackie, Patty, Rebecca, OG in the house, Kayla, Mods in the house, Amanda B, or I hope you're back in here. Sharon, I know a lot of people left last night and came back. Inked Mama, late night. Holly, haven't seen you for a while. Hope you are well. Best of me, thank you so much for those good vibes. We appreciate it. Smiling Sleuth, it was the wrong time last night. Hopefully, many of you have made it back. Africa in the house. Africa, South Africa in the house. Wow. Okay. Phoenix is awesome. If you're new, welcome. A Thumper Rabbit Hole. We appreciate that. So appreciate that. Steve, welcome in the house. Steve G. Vasquez. Hello. You're new. Welcome in, Marissa. Always good to see you. And we have Poe Bodies Nefect. Nerfect 64. Okay, sweet hubby. Steve is my sweet hubby. Oh, Steve, welcome in. Good to see you, honey. Okay, welcome to the nest. We are going to get into it. I know that. What did the state want to hide? What was the state trying to hide, folks? There is so much massive overload of information out there. Wow, I was there for you last night. I appreciate your oh my gosh, I appreciate your loyalty, your faithfulness, Jackie. I thought it must be important. No, StreamYard and YouTube don't work well together, and sometimes I hit the wrong button AM PM and it's just a mess. I will make sure that you know that I will never ever host a midnight live. I value sleep. I value people to get their due diligence and rest. That is for sure. Now, I want to just say this. Has anyone ever seen any of the studies um, from WSU? I mean, any study at all? Any studies at all? Because I want to talk about something here. There are, known studies. Washington has touted these studies before, folks. And what I'm going to get into is two separate topics on one stream. Tomorrow is a twofer. I'm going to give you a tantalizing tidbit. So this might be a touchy subject for some people, but have you ever seen any of these studies that I'm going to mention today? I have. WSU did a study on marijuana. Okay. They have a cannabis research center, and they do advanced scientific knowledge. Not only do they do studies like predictive criminology, they also do a lot of public studies on health, safety, agriculture, because there is a big ag out there, and policy making. So, they get quite a bit of funding. They look at, different audiences, users, scientists, policymaker, industry partners, and the public. And I kept going back to why in this Idaho 4 case was it so important for someone to come back and get their vape? What were they vaping? And why would someone go to a cannabis shop in the middle of the night? And why was this thrown out there and nobody ever really looked into it? And I started thinking heavily in my background, in my research in genetics. And what made me go down this rabbit hole was this video that I saw 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago. See, I don't believe in coincidences. I think we see what we need to see at the time that we need to see it. And if we pay attention, it will open a whole plethora of things to look into. Now, this is just a theory, but I said, holy sheet, when I heard this. I'm going to give you two amazing finds today. So sit tight. If you are ready to go down that rabbit hole, type a 1. You are going to get so much information that's going to make your head spin. Not off. Hey, Lulu Bell, good to see ya. Hey, Flower Face and Jasper the Jester 73, good to see ya. Okay, put some DNA on that thumbs up button. If you don't know how to do it, go out, hit the thumbs up button, come back in. Trust me. Amanda says it won't double in size. If it does, Bill T is great with plea deals. Amanda has an amazing find I'm going to share with you today, too. I only got 2 weeks left of this music, and then we have new music. Today is Monday Mods. Remember, every single donation, yet small or large, will go directly to my mods. They are keeping track. We are keeping score. They will get it at the end of the month as I get paid. They also get 10% of everything. So they are double dipping on top of donations, folks. Yes, they are. They don't know it, but they are. So, speaking of double dipping, let's get into this video I want to share with you today. This is freaking phenomenal. Listen to this and we'll put the pieces together. Listen.
You're reporting and you take so much shit for it. I just deeply, deeply respect you and follow
I'm
you
going to start
avidly.
this over. Hold on.
You're literally saving lives with your reporting and you take so much shit for it. I just deeply, deeply respect you and follow you avidly. You were right about like so much during COVID. They banned you, they censored you, they smeared you, and all along you were trying to save lives. And you've been sounding the alarm on marijuana for a long time now. And when these cases keep coming up of these shooters, and everybody says, what can we do? It's a free country, like people, you can't, like, what? Okay, the Republicans say fortify the soft targets and we need more mental health. And the Democrats say seize all the guns. And you're over there jumping up and down going, hello, hello, hello. I see a common theme in virtually all of these. Would somebody please listen to me? And that is one of the many reasons I wanted to have you on. So you pick it up from there.
Well, sure. I mean, so look, it's interesting because Tell Your Children came out in 2019, beginning of 2019, and the left, they jumped it, right? They hated the book. They hated the science. They said I was, I didn't know what I was talking about. I was making things up. I mean, I think the book is its own best evidence. This, it's an accumulation of studies that were done really over the last 30 years and talking to psychiatrists and talking to people with mental illness and their families about that cannabis, marijuana, which, a lot of people just use pure THC now, they use vapes, that certainly if you use that over time, and if you use a lot of it, and unfortunately, if you start when you're in your teens, your early teens especially, you're at higher risk for developing severe mental illness. Now, there's a lot of other issues around cannabis, but that was the one that I focused on in the book, because to me, that's the one that you can't really fix, right? And a permanent psychotic disorder, schizophrenia in particular, that's not something I would wish on anybody. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. It ruins people's lives, its families. It's very difficult societally. So when people talk, well, marijuana, maybe it makes people fat, or it makes them lazy, or it kind of, ruins their motivation. All those things are pretty clearly true too. But to me, the problem that has the greatest societal impact is this issue of psychosis. Psychosis is a risk factor in violence, okay? And it's a risk factor in two particularly bad kinds of violence. The first kind is violence against essentially innocent family members. Crimes where the cops say, we don't understand why this happened, or the neighbors say, we don't understand why this happened. This 18-year-old kid slaughtered his family in their sleep. And we just don't get it. That's almost always psychosis driven. And when I say almost always, I mean almost always.
You're literally saving lives with your reporting, and you take so much.
Okay, he said some massive, major just information there. So I went down this rabbit hole. The cost of legal cannabis addiction, mental illness, and fatal risk. Now, I'm not saying this is everyone. There are older individuals out there that are on, yes, prescription medicated cannabis, THC, whatever you want to say it. I believe that it has a place and a position in our society. However, what they're doing right now with the younger generation, he is talking specifically about the younger generation. I am talking specifically about psychosis. Okay. Now, I am no expert. I am not giving any medical, advice. I am talking about something this expert, Alex Bernson, has talked about, wrote a book, and shared across the nation. Now, you just hear him say psychosis. I disagree. I disagree. And I think we can agree from a perspective. He and WSU have been talking about these studies for a while. He's talking about younger individuals, not somebody in their mid 30s or 40s or somebody who has medical issues. But let me give you a little bit of background why I say this. Okay. There was mention of a vape. There is mention of somebody going to a Floyd's cannabis shop, right? And let me tell you about something that we heard about in the Idaho 4 case. Someone that was going around skinning animals that we don't know who it is. We can speculate and go down that rabbit hole. But here's the deal. Your system, your body system, this affects mood, sleep, memory, pain, stress. But when you are in your 18, 19, 20, 21, you are still not fully developed in your brain until 26. And he said psychosis. Psychosis in a study of he said it, of an 18-year-old that murdered his family in the sleep because of psychosis. See, it affects your brain and your nervous system, your immune system, all those receptors. And here's something a lot of people don't know in genetics. Some people can't metabolize THC. So what happens, it builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up, and your body goes into a shock phase. Okay? He did say slaughtering of innocent victims in their sleep. People will develop it without using it probably later in life. Some, it's all about genetics. So let me explain something very closely. If your mother had a mental illness, you are more likely to get that mental illness. It is a known genetic fact. It is very well known. THC metabolism, that's the CYP2C9. We have a gene in our body for everything that you can imagine. 3 times more exposure THC will probably more likely give you psychosis. So let's say somebody was vaping THC or went out partying and drinking and had too much alcohol and couldn't metabolize it, their liver, and they're vaping on top of it. And then bam, you have the perfect storm for anything. For anything. Now, I don't know who out there was doing cannabis, THC, vaping, whatever. We do know that somebody did go to a cannabis shop. We do know that somebody left their vape. I don't know what was in the vape. We never hear about that. But I'm just saying, there is more information here than meets the eye. Is it possible that somebody could have wigged out and went into psychosis and murdered the Idaho 4? Was this something that just happened instantly? Was it a crime of passion, realizing that they couldn't have the one they loved back and just went berserk? Possible. Anything's possible. We speculate, we theorize, we look at everything. And it's not so casual, right? If you think about it, you have to go and they record everything you buy. They record everything you buy at these shops. So the police can go in and verify, did so-and-so pick up what? What did they pick up at what time? And when did this happen? So is it possible? Absolutely. There are plenty of studies out there with THC and psychosis. Look it up, research. WSU is heavily in this research and they get a lot of grants and money. And, ISU does research too. Don't be shocked. There's a lot of research out there because it's prevalent in those areas. We do know this. MAO genes, if you know what those are, look them up. It's just a thought. It's a process and looking at all the evidence. So There could be alcohol, steroid, THC use. These are all things we see. Adderall, we see, Fent out there. We see all kinds of stuff out there in this area. But if you have a problem with tendencies, and these are genetic variants like MAO, DRD2, dopamine, serotonin, and they're associated with tendencies toward impulsivity, risky behavior, externalizing behavior, aggression, interacted with environmental or personal stress, absolutely could put the perfect storm in someone's mind to commit a crime, unfortunately. So there is a lot of information out there. You can go do some research. You can dig a little bit. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Is this possibly what something could have triggered? Possibly. Testosterone, you got it. All those hormones work in effect. The theory we would have to ban alcohol. Well, alcohol does have an age limit, but all these kids are drinking underage and they're getting tickets for it and paying hefty $500 fees all over. And the plainclothes policemen are monitoring this drug and alcohol use. They know what happens. They know it takes place. They're just trying to keep the city safe, I guess. I mean, we could go there. We could definitely go there. So let me play a clip that Amanda sent me. And this is wild. I'm also going to show you Amanda B's. Let me see. Hold on. Let me download this clip because I forgot to download it. And I want you to see this clip. This is wild. We're going to have a few topics today. You know that I just go over all the topics that I get. This is totally impromptu. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. I had that one thing on my mind that could have possibly led to something, but you guys have got to listen to Bethany's I didn't wake up until we called you guys. Let's listen to this again. I'm going to put this on a bigger screen. Let's listen to this again. Amanda, thank you so much. You found something amazing.
I didn't wake up until we called you guys. Okay.
I didn't wake up until we called you guys. What? What did you hear?
I didn't know when would be up anyway. I didn't wake up until we called you guys.
Holy moly. Leave your thoughts on this. I'm going to grab a glass of water. I forgot my... Okay, yes, this is Bethany when she shows up and they want to talk to her. She's standing over to the side, and this was I mean, let's go dig and see if this is actually factually true. I will pull up again Law and Crime. Let me grab the actual video. Amanda, do you know what time this is at? Because I can pull the exact same time and see if we can find it the exact moment. This is a clip that you have factually taken from the 1.7 view video. And here we go. Let's go see. She's standing there. She's in the blanket. He's interviewing her. I'm going to pull it up for you to see. Okay, they switch spots and Bethany comes over. So I'm going to remove this one. We're going to put this one up on the screen. And here we go. Let's see what she says. They're going to swap spots.
Okay. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. She was probably going to be talking to a lot of people, retelling the same story. So
Am I still allowed to go home soon?
we can't hold you forever. Okay. So we'll cross that bridge when it gets there, and the detectives will work with you guys to get hold of you however you best can. Okay. So you worked here last night. What time frame were you here?
Did you guys just catch that? He tells her, so you were here last night. And then he says, what time frame were you here?
Through now.
Through now.
Time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What time did you get here?
Okay.
Yeah. While you do that, I'll turn off my lights here. I'll be right back.
I'm going to turn off my lights, but dude, I forgot you were in the back of the car. Number one suspect.
Got you here, man. Do you still want to hang out here?
I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah. For sure. We can tell you guys what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but okay.
What did he just say? I'm going to slow this down a minute. I didn't catch that before. I'm going to go back just a little bit and let me see.
I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for sure, tell you guys what's going on, we absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but
What did he say? I don't know, but it's not me. Is that what he said? What did he say? Amanda, maybe you can clip that.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for sure, we can tell you guys what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but okay.
What did he say? Amanda, maybe you can clip that. Send it over to me while we're live. I don't know if you can. Everyone knows but me. Is that what he said? Everyone knows but me?
We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but
Everyone knows but me. Thank you, Missy. I was trying to hear it. Everyone knows but me. Didn't Dylan just explain to him what happened? Everyone knows but me. That's an odd thing to say because Dylan was just explaining this to him, was she not? Didn't she just explain that Kaylee and they were dancing and they were in the second floor and then She saw someone. They put him in the cop after he was talking to Dylan. They separated him because he was interfering. He was interfering with what they needed to be told on the body cam. He was lingering. I'm not saying in a bad way. I'm saying the cops put him in the car to be quiet, not to interfere with what the narrative they were recording. Do you understand where I'm coming from? They had to control this whole narrative. In my head, let me just explain something. In my mind, this is speculation. Knowing what we know today, 3 and some months later, 3 years and some months, I'm thinking in my mind, if something bad happened, I would get on the phone with people that I know directly and let them figure out how to handle this. The Greek life, they contact their presidents. I'm sure every freaking president in every fraternity knew what was going on that early morning, in my humble opinion. They had to get a plan and a strategy together. I could see it go down like this. Universities, presidents are told, they get in touch with the fraternity and the sorority. They find out, how are we going to handle this? What's the game plan? How are we going to complete the narrative and the cover up? But one little detail they left out was the mayor of the was the mayor when he spoke to New York Times the next morning, and he says this was a crime of passion. It gave the whole case away. It didn't matter who they know to make this go away. Chief Fry said, I'm part of the FBI Academy graduate. He went to all those exclusive things. Yeah, I ain't touching this one. I am never stepping in that crime scene. I don't want to have anything to do with this. You guys handle this. Oh, I'm not going to handle this. We're going to put Payne in charge of this, but we're going to operate everything behind the scenes. Everything's going to show up with our names, and I'm going to get all the credit, Maori. Okay? I could see it go down this way. And Jack D walks up and he's like, hey, wait a minute. Somebody tried to frame JD? Is that what's going down? Is that what's happening in this scene right here? Is this even possible? Did they want to frame JD, the jilted ex-lover that broke up 3 years ago? I mean, let's take this and look at this from a different perspective. They were trying to get anybody they can, frame anybody they can, till they got somebody that they framed, in my humble opinion, that didn't match anything because they knew it wasn't going to match. They've never given us the smoking gun why Brian Koberger was convicted of this horrible crime. Is this the way it went down? They're trying to blame everybody? Wow. Wow. Okay, so let's get to the part that we need to find Bethany, and she says that. He's talking to her right here.
About that. Alright, so what time were you here last night?
About like 1:24 or something in the morning.
Okay, so hold on a minute. Let me go back just a little bit because I went too far.
Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so what time were you here last night?
Okay, I need to go back a little bit further when he starts to question her.
Today.
Hold on. He starts questioning her. He brings her over. They cut that out. They're all crying excessively at 12:28. Yeah, a lot of his hands are blurred. They blurred out a lot. They've redacted this. Hunter's over there talking to Hunter Chapin. All right, Gypsy, be safe. We'll see you later.
You
12:38:19.
Okay. Can you spell that for me?
12:38:19. Let's go a little bit. 12:38.
We can't hold you here, man.
12:38.
Okay. Okay.
4:30 and 4:22. And then 4:21.
Okay.
And then Ethan at 4:22. And then Carrie at 4:31.
Caleb.
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer, and then did you go to sleep after that?
Yeah, I just kind of fell asleep again.
Wait, she kind of just fell asleep? I thought she needed Tylenol for a toothache. What? Wait a minute. In the interview a couple weeks after this, she says that she had to take Tylenol for a toothache, but yet she was eating chips. Holy moly. I can't make this up.
I was like half awake.
Okay. And then what throughout your day did you got up at what time today?
I like woke up and my jaw was gonna like die. They took some Advil at like 6 or 7.
Okay,
and then
that's
I
when
just
she
went back
said
to
she
bed.
took the Advil and went back to bed.
So I figured no one would be up anyways. I'm like,
Wait
I didn't wake up until
wait a minute, guys. I know I just heard what she said. Hold on a minute. What the frick, Bethany? Okay, listen to this, folks. Yes. So she woke up at 6. Why didn't she go see if the roommates were okay, if they heard all this and she saw a flash of light at 6 a.m.?
and 4:22. And then 4:21.
Y'all are so hard on Dylan all the time, but listen to what Bethany said.
4:22. And then Carrie at 4:30.
Okay, so she was awake at 4:31 because her phone says that she called her.
I thought they were asleep.
I thought that they were asleep. How would she think they were asleep? Did she go check on her roommates?
4:31.
Yeah.
So no answer, and then did you go to sleep after that?
Yeah,
I kind of fell asleep, but listen to what she says.
I was like half awake.
I was half awake on my phone.
Okay. And then what throughout your day did you got up at what time today?
I felt like 6 or 7.
So she took some Advil at 6 and 7. She was awake at 6 and 7. Did she ever really go back to sleep? She was awake at 6 and 7 and still didn't call 911 and still didn't go check on her freaking roommates. Oh my word.
And then I just went back to bed.
But she got up long enough to take some Advil and go back to bed.
So I figured no one would be up anyways. And like, I didn't wake up until we
Okay.
told you guys.
Yep. I didn't wake up until we told you guys. Didn't wake up until we told you guys. Let's see. Hold on. Didn't wake up until we told you guys. Let's see what that clip was again, Amanda. I'm going to load it up here.
Yeah, anyways. And like, I didn't wake up until we told you guys.
Okay. And okay, one caption is saying told you guys. I didn't wake up until we told you guys. The other one is reading called you guys. To what she says. Let's listen real closely. Until we told you guys or called. Let's try to figure out what she's saying.
Your day, you got out about what time today?
I like woke up and my jaw was feeling really bad. They took some Advil at like 6 or 7, and then I just went back to bed. So I figured no one would be up anyways. And like, I didn't wake up until we told you guys.
Says called. 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 Interesting. It sounds like until we called you guys. Well, good job, Amanda. I gotta hand it to you. You are digging hard. You are digging hard, digging deep to find the answers, and we're getting a little piece at a time. Amanda B for the win. If you are not following Amanda B, please go follow her on the TikTok. You can go and search Amanda B. If you want to drop your link below, Amanda, get it, girlfriend. Let's get her up on her views. She is posting some amazing content. Just amazing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Amanda B. Here you go. Let's see. She is loading a lot of good videos too. So if you guys are on the TikTok streets, go and show Amanda B some love. There is her TikTok. She has uploaded quite a bit of information lately. And here is her link. There you go. Let's see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Amanda B, you rock. Awesome. Good job. She's got a lot. She also is a mod over at DA. So if you're watching DA, go join them sometime. She's got a lot of good details and a lot of good videos up on her. What amazing graphics. Girl, you were born for this. Born, born, born. All right, let's do this. I was going to wait for this, but I might as well show you since I'm already here. Let's get into it because I made this video.
I'm confused.
All this is alleged. I pretty much have one little thing I want to say real quick before I play this video. Some of this information has been vetted and verified. I am still waiting for one piece of this information, but this is really this makes sense. Now, there was let me just grab the YouTube video first. 1122. There were a lot of complaint calls at 1122.
I'm one of the people.
Police were called on 1122. They go over at 1127. I guess maybe they figured out there was a lot of noise complaints going on. So what I did is I went back to see whoever was at these residents at the time. Okay, this guy right here, number 10, he wears these number 10 jerseys. Okay, he was said to be living there. Now, I don't know if this is true. This is just all rumor and speculation, but they hung out a lot at this house partying. Okay, now, did he live there? I don't know. But in my video, I believe I said he lived there. Most of this is allegations. I'm still waiting on confirmation. So I just want to say that right up front. Here we go.
Who's Charlie? Charlie was on the list, enlisted in the forensic documents because they got his DNA. Now, there was no conclusion to about a whole slew of people's DNA. Mysteriously, a fridge broke, but the ISP looks like they did get DNA. That's the ISP, Idaho State Police Forensic Labs. They did get a lot of DNA freely, by the way.
So, yes, they did gather his DNA. And in the unredacted document that was then redacted, there was a little bit of information on Reed Upmore. Reed Upmore was called, aka Charlie. I don't know why. Charlie King Charlie. Don't know the reason for that. If somebody knows, let us know. But in the state's Exhibit 3, his DNA was taken, and a lab report did show. Obviously, I've got all the documents right here. I'm pulling up, and let me grab you that state's exhibit list. That state exhibit list references 57. Hold on. Right here. I'm going to show you, bring it up on screen so you see it. This was Reed Upmore mouth swab buckle, right? Buccal, however you want to say it. MP 285 document, lab item 57. So if I go over to the forensic reports and I type in lab, what was it, 57, lab item 57, item 57, it pulls up. Oh, it's searching. Hold on. It's searching. Come on, 57. I don't know why this is so slow today, guys. My thing updated, it updates at night, so I don't know why it's... hold on. Where is item 57? Why is it not pulling it up? Item 57. What is going on? Let me pull up another report. Hold on. Let me see if it's on this one. That is the list. This is forensic documents. Item 57. Wonder why it doesn't want to pull it up now. Maybe it just disappeared. Item 57. Come on, we've talked about this before. Give me 1 second. It just said it had his DNA. There was no conclusive evidence. All right. while that search, we'll finish watching the video and I'll come right back to it. Let's get back here.
Have a court order. These people were never charged. They just freely gave up their DNA and their fingerprints, which always struck me as odd. Anyways, that's who Charlie is. And Charlie actually lived with Jack Decor and Adam Landa.
Okay, that's alleged.
Lauda. I think I said his name right. I know if I got it wrong, you guys will correct me. Anyways, in their house on King Road, they actually found presumptive blood. So they never gave us a conclusion of whose blood that was or whose DNA blood that was. Never gave us the answer. But what I'm learning little by little, there was some very affluential families that their children were attending this university. And I'm not going to allege corruption, but when you have money, you can make things go away, especially if there's more than 1, 2, 3, or 4 individuals that are very affluential in that area.
Okay, so if you are in agreement with me that you can make almost anything go away, drop a 1.
Wow, I had no idea that this was on the Reddit.
She says
2 years ago.
She says this was on Reddit 2 years ago. This girl.
Wow, I had no idea that this was.
Cats girl, you are freaking amazing. Mod Monday. Every dollar goes directly to the 3 mods here. They split it at the end of the month, and that is $20 more into their pockets. Congratulations. Thank you, Cats girl. You are amazing.
On the Reddit 2 years ago. This is wild. I had this theory based on the documents, the hearing, and the state's exhibits for court that had all these names on it, and went back and backtracked to what we do know in the videos. And I have a theory. I have a theory that someone got the audio of what happened that night. And they may have got the video of Linda Lane and put that audio to the video on Linda Lane. Some of these videos are not making sense. I think somebody wanted to get the truth out there, and this was the only way possible that they could do it, because a lot of these videos have not been released by the authorities. They have been released on the YT by creators. But the audio, I believe, tells us the true story. Some of these audios may be looped, in my humble opinion. I haven't found exactly where, but I have an idea. But somebody wanted to get the truth out there, and we are slowly but surely catching on to the factual truth. Like, I see you, Charlie. I'm going to have a bombshell live today in the next 15 minutes. On the YT, I will be live.
Okay, so I am live now, and I'm going to drop that bombshell moment for you. So since we're on the subject of Charlie, I did make a video yesterday, and it was from the highlight of, obviously, my video here on the YT. And let me show you the video that I'm talking about. I did a video with Amanda and what we caught. And at the end of this, it is the Charlie video that we heard loud and clear. Now, I put this into CapCut, and I want you to see what happens at the end of this video.
The video I'm about to show you should go viral. If they don't know what was happening there already, why would she even say this? Why would the policeman even say this? I know this is speculation, but this was put in CatCup by Amanda B. Thank you so much. And if you didn't see the live from today on the YT, boy, I see you, Charlie.
Okay. I heard it loud and clear. There are a lot of people that heard it loud and clear. And if you go through and scroll through TikTok, Look at how many people say, I hear you, Charlie. I see you, Charlie. Who's Charlie? I hear Charlie. I hear Charlie. And then if you go to the YT on my video, all of them are saying, I see you, Farley. And I'm like, you can't hear this, people? These people have got to get some hearing aids. I know that it has been grained in everyone's head for I don't know how long. It was Farley. I'm telling you, I will die on this hill. It is Charlie. And after what I'm about to share with you, you will probably 99.9 agree with me. It freaking could have been Charlie. 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 Because this is the way whoever is says it. Now, just a real quick reminder, the first person who dropped a super sticker is in the $100 drawing in January. I'm sorry, can't speak today. July 1st. You will go into that drawing, Cat's Girl. And I'm not going to announce it on every live because some people don't listen to the whole live. So if you are the first one to drop a sticker, Cat's Girl, I have a list of people right here. I have just added you to that July 1st drawing. Cat's Girl. Got it. And thank you for the reminder. I've got 4 people in there already. All right. And not much, but I love you. We love you. That is $5. $5 matters. The mods they deserve whatever you want to give them. Okay. We greatly appreciate this, Jamie Cook. Because why? You gave something. You gave something to these amazing mods that make sure we all have a good experience here and you stay protected from all the crazies out there. All right. So let's listen to the rest of this video.
I got the highlights right here.
I'm scared. I won't say anything. I swear we're going to put this one to rest. She says it 4 times. I see you. Charlie. What kind of car did Reed drive? No one's trying to be rude. You'll buy a round if it's Charlie. Okay. I heard it. I see you, Charlie. My captions are generating, so hold on, guys. See what it. Now, remember, Olivia G says that they got the Ring camera information. I think she's talking about the security camera at 1112. We don't know who put out these videos, but somebody did, and they put them on the Linda Lang archives. And if they got the audio to the 1112, allegedly, I'm just speculating, that they could have put these videos out there and overlaid the audio to what really happened at 1122. Is that possible? Abso-freaking-lutely, it's possible. Somebody wanted the truth to get out, and this was probably the only way that they could do it. And did they allegedly pay creators to do this? Probably. I mean, if I was desperate and no one was listening to me at the prosecutor's office, I would do whatever it took to get the truth out there. In my humble opinion, this is all alleged and speculation, because they knew someone would figure this out. They knew someone would be go, go, go. And they put all this information out there, and they didn't think someone would actually care enough. Says, I'm going to see if I can also do this. Hold on. And if this doesn't give you the freaking chills in what I'm about to share with you, I don't know what else will. Well, it does that. I'm loading this video up so you guys can see it. Volume up. I'm also in the middle of loading it up on TikTok to see if it'll do captions. So I've had 2 different programs. I'm going to see if it picked it up. 2 separate programs. Hold on a minute. Someone's got to be able to have the captions in here. Two different options. Let's see. Wait for the next video because I crank it up. Did you all hear it? I'll play it again. Turn the volume up. All right, who wants to fight me?
You can hear it.
Sounds like I see you, Charlie. Right? I don't know who started that rumor. Now, of course, you can choose to believe what you want to hear, but I heard, I see you, Charlie. What do you think you hear? Now, I heard it loud and clear. I see you, Charlie. Now, why would somebody be saying, I see you, Charlie? Was it indeed maybe Charlie, who they call, AKA his nickname? I don't know why they even call him Charlie. What do you guys think? Charlie's a frat. He's around the area. But let's just go down a live rabbit hole dig, and I want to get to my point, and then we are going to be off for the rest of the day. Tomorrow is the 2 for Tuesday. You're going to get 2 streams in one day. Who's Reed Upmore? Well, let's just take a peek. I know a lot of people have done a lot of research. A lot of research. Headphones do help out on full volume. He's a forester at Potlatch Deltic Corporation. He was with the AGR, Alpha Gamma Rho alumni in forestry and management. And I just had to go dig a little bit, just a tiny bit. Allegedly, his, I don't know, relative is Ben Upmore. So I went to Instagram. I looked all over for any social media, didn't find anything except for Ben. And I started looking at this from a different perspective. They're outdoors, they're, firefighters. They both went to the U of I. There's a lot of history there. There's all kinds of other things going on. But when you just go Google or you go to TikTok, a lot of people are talking about who? Charlie Reed. Charlie Reed Upmore. We're going to go on a little live dig. And I had no idea other people were talking about Charlie.
Let's dive into it. Okay, I want to talk about this whole firefighter situation for a second. Also, please excuse, I was painting, so I have paint in my hair because I can't manage to paint without getting it all over myself. I want to talk about Dylan's description of a firefighter, and I want to talk about...
People have said throughout this whole case that Dylan is leaving clues. Perhaps she was talking in code. Perhaps she was sending a message. And I thought, what if Dylan couldn't say, but yet she was leaving clues?
all of these young men who are firefighters.
Okay, all of these young men who are indeed firefighters, and I just showed you Reed Upmore's. Other people are talking about this, and I thought, what if we just paid attention a little bit more if that video indeed says Charlie? I see you, Charlie. Okay, now, I know that this might not be a far stretch, but if you start looking and just Google Reed Upmore, you know, his family is from that area, forestry, big firefighting background. A lot of people have some pictures. There was some pictures that were posted on Reddit once that girl had posted. I just went to go and look. And what are the tools that firefighters use? What do they use? What do firefighter tools use? Well, we know that we saw him in a picture with a freaking K-bar, right? We know that we see that. It was a Halloween costume dress up. We know that they have, you know, tools. All right. So I'm just a little curious. Yeah, that K-bar doesn't have a sheath in his pocket. I don't know. I didn't, take a deep dig and look at that. But I will say, if there was some type of hatchet, wasn't there some type of axe throwing contest? Wasn't there some type of thing going on that night at the Hunga Dunga or something like that? Wasn't there something, some event or something like that? I remember hearing a rumor. I've never been able to confirm it. But these firefighters use flares, they use forestry equipment, they use axes. And would that describe some of the maybe injuries that people had? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but it sure sounded like this crime of passion was a crime of anger. A Halligan tool. Holy moly, Amanda. Let's look up and see what that is. A Halligan tool. Holy freaking moly. Wow. Look at this freaking tool. Oh my God. Oh my God. Need fatter keys on this board. Sorry. My microphone. I need a quiet keyboard. That's what I do need. I have been looking everywhere. So, oh my God. Could this have been a tool like this? Possibly. Possibly. And that would keep deep gouges in someone's face. I don't know about you, but I got the chills. Am I saying they did it? Have no idea. I'm just trying to make sense of all the garbage that we've been given. Trying to make sense of what we hear on the video. I'm going to have Jess back on probably Friday with call-in questions. Jess has been able to look at a lot. I had her on. She had a video up. I don't know if it's still here. I shared it with my mods. And let me just see if it's still up. What she heard on the Linda Lane audio. Make what did that say? Hold on a minute. You effed him. I watched. my God, Jess. At 1:15. Who wants to take a deep dive and go to Linda Lane? I am headed over there. Let's see. This was at 1:15 a.m. I want to verify and see if this is even possible. We're going in. Linda Lane archives. Somebody put it up there for a reason. And it has never crossed my mind until digging a little further. 1:15 a.m. 1:15. Here we come, Linda Lane. We are getting there. 1:15. Volume up. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just got the freaking chills. I heard it. Kaylee. Is that Hunter? I hear Hunter. Wait. It does sound like a car pulls up and says, get in the car. Now I'm going to go over and verify. I know one more place I can go see if this is accurate. And that is Jules, since she got 1:15, but it was without audio. Wasn't that accurate? 1:15. 1:15. Let me see. Let me see if I can get 1:15 without freaking audio. They hid the audio. It's freaking silent. 1:15 is silent. And this is when we went over this last night. Oh my God. Oh my God. What in the world? Shit. Oh my goodness. I have always said the Corner Club looked AI-ish. I have always said this. Have we just uncovered that maybe? Oh my God. He said he watched her doing it. 1:15. The people here show up. No freaking audio whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Someone released it, but the police did not. Why would the police not want this released? Why would they not want this released, people? Oh, this just makes me sick. Something deeper. This is 1:15. They walk in. Did this happen at some other time? Oh my gosh. Everyone is protecting everyone, people. I still believe the official story, it was a crime of passion, and they did not want anyone to know. Maybe that is exactly what Bethany knew. Oh my goodness. Bethany probably was the weakest link. Oh, this just makes me sick. I always thought that grub truck was something. What if the grub truck was never really true? What if the corner club was really never true? What if they all just went out and came back at an earlier time and this happened and this is why they are. Oh my God. Will we ever know? Will we ever know? Bethany and Dylan said, people said that they saw them walking away from the house. Oh my goodness. All these lights in this house are on too. What a freaking cover up. $122. Here's the white truck. Pulls in, backs in, parks right there. Gosh. After the dance. Oh my gosh. They had us chasing so much crap. Wow, I cannot believe this. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. That is why all this is redacted and silenced, because they could never silence the people. Why are people running out and leaving? What did they hear? What did they see? What is going on? She runs to another house. Another car comes. People probably were called left and right. People were probably called in there left and right. Look at all these cars coming and going. All these cars. I'm going to play it fast. You guys will see all this happening. People in the other house, people, windows, cars, all kind of cars start coming and going. What is going on? That's probably why they silenced all this. Holy freaking moly. I am just at a loss for words today, folks. Such a loss. Look at all the activity that starts happening. They had to bury this so bad that no one would ever be able to figure it out. It takes a lot of people to bury something like this, like a whole freaking town, a whole police force. Look at all the activity happening. What is going on? That's like the third or fourth car coming in and out of there. Somebody else leaving. Came in and left. Somebody else coming back. All between this time frame of silence. Somebody walking over here with a backpack. Who in the heck is that with a flannel and a backpack? Another car coming in and backing out. Is that the Gower car? He's still on duty. What is going on? Is that the same car we see at the same time at another time? He's standing over there listening. Something is going down at this time. Lot of activity. Another car comes in about 10 minutes later. Right over that truck, right over to there. Shit. Y'all, I know there are rides coming back and forth. Truck leaves again. Backs out. That's got to be Peyton Rossi. Backs out, leaves again. Another car comes in. Something is definitely going on. Holy freaking moly. Another car comes in. There's a lot going on. That's the Gower car, I believe. And then right after them, somebody else gets dropped off. He leaves. Somebody else is coming. I think if I go back, I don't think that was... What if that was Xana and Ethan? Let's listen to see what B had to say about
This is Reed Charlie Upmore. Upmore. He's been going around from the beginning because this picture from Halloween, which don't even get me started on, is, guess what is sitting right in the front of his vest pocket, also of wildlife firefighter. Okay. And then again, here we go. This is someone that is saying what I just said. It is also rumored that Kaylee was seeing this person. Again, it seems like there were a lot of people in her life that she was seeing, which no judgment whatsoever. Again, she had been in a relationship since middle school. So that is not what this is about. But I do think that it's important that the law enforcement or police or anybody, literally, did they know all of the people that were involved in her life? Because it's giving they didn't. Here it is again. Have August, or not August. I keep calling him August. I don't know why I keep making up a name from him. His name is Austin. So Austin is the person that cut his hand on.
Yes, that is the chicken guy.
The pocket knife with a piece of chicken. And guess what Austin is as well? He's a firefighter. And Caden Kelly, guess what Caden Kelly is? Oh, also a firefighter. this is Austin here. This is chicken hand guy, allegedly, according to Facebook and social media and everything that I can find. And what do firefighters wear underneath their helmets? Something like this. And what do they wear on their hands? Something like this. And I've kind of tossed out every single thing that Dylan said as nothing. I don't want to take into consideration Dylan's words, but at the same time, the whole entire case is kind of based off of Dylan's words. So it's kind of like a catch-22, right? But Dylan says from the beginning that she thought she saw a firefighter. Now, why on earth would Dylan think that she saw a firefighter? And why would she describe an intruder as a firefighter? Unless, sorry, my light just went off. Unless there was a firefighter in the house. Again, I'm just tossing this out there. There's a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of hearsay. This is definitely not something that I can factually back up besides the fact of the description that Dylan gave, right? And the fact that Kaylee was maybe allegedly seeing one of these people that were involved. In the firefighter wildlife program or whatever it is that they're doing. And we have to scroll back looks like he could have been at the house. I also want to talk about how all of the swabs from these things, the beer cans, all of these people that got these buccal swabs and they, weird, oh my God, thank goodness for Idaho State Police because they got all these swabs. And then here comes good old Bill Thompson. And he says, as soon as he gets a suspect name that was literally just a tip and supposed to be handled as just a tip, he stops testing on everything. Literally, within a week of getting a suspect name, he stops testing, even though there are multiple suspects. There's not just one, there's multiple. They're all over the place. The new documents have suspects blacked out all over. So why do we think that you would just halt testing? Also, I don't know if these are the exact nail clippings, but I just wanted to pull up a picture of said nail clippings. I don't know if these are Maddie's nail clippings, but whenever they tested Maddie's nail clippings, Ethan came up on the DNA. Was Ethan's blood underneath Maddie's fingernails? And if so, why? We've chatted about this a little bit, and I know that.
And I will say that if Maddie found Ethan and Xana, don't you think Maddie would have went over to Ethan and tried to wake him up or tried to defend and stop what was happening?
Some people have talked about this as to why on earth we would think that Ethan's DNA would be under Maddie's nails. But if Ethan was actively bleeding or if Maddie had went to check on Ethan or touched Ethan, do we think that there could have been some of Ethan's blood that got under Maddie's nails? And because then Maddie had her own blood under her nails, no one realized that this could literally be an order of how things happened. Why else would Ethan Chapin's blood be under Maddie's fingernails when Maddie wasn't even hanging out with Ethan all night long at all? They were in two separate locations. Maddie was with Kaylee all night, and then Ethan and Xana were kind of on their own, allegedly. So was Ethan's blood under Maddie's fingernails?
I still think that Kaylee and Maddie, if the grub truck was true, Kaylee and Maddie got a message about Ethan and Xana, and they raced home to find out where they were, in my humble opinion.
Did anybody think that that might be why there was some DNA that was linked to Ethan under Maddie's fingernails? And we just didn't do anything about that. We went ahead and said, oh, Ethan and Xana were collateral. They were collateral because Xana caught the intruder, and then the intruder chased her through the living room and then didn't knock anything over except for a few solo cups, and then left Dylan and Bethany alive because why not? I'm sorry. Again, none of this is making sense. And I'm going to get to Dylan's interview. Trust me, I'm going to get to it. But I don't know that it's anything that we haven't already heard, which is just stories all over the place. Here, there, over there. You know, I can't remember. I was so drunk. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. So it's hard to just keep letting myself listen to this story over and over and over and over that I have this feeling within my gut and soul is not true whatsoever. I think a lot of people are starting to have the feeling that, whoa, something is amiss here. And whether or not you think that the roommates may or may not have any involvement, a lot of people are deciding that something is amiss here. Definitely. You guys let me know your thoughts.
Okay. So before we go, I just wanted to share this one last piece of information with you that somebody did bring up, and I just verified to be accurate. I don't think anyone would be shocked about it, but let me go bring it up again. Here we have, in fact, Dylan Mortensen's healing journey has been paused. Donations have been paused. Wonder why. How many people reported it? What is going on? I love Booking with B. Yes. Maybe I'll have her on one afternoon. Wow. Yeah. This is just wild, folks. What a way to end a stream. Tomorrow's 2 for 1. You're going to get 2 streams for 1. Make sure that you join us and be ready. Oh, I've got something for you. You are going to say, whoa, at again. As always, today is Mod Monday. Drop the mods some tips. Drop them some love. Give them a super sticker. Send in a generous donation. They are the best mods on the YT. Hands down, 100%. They deserve anything you have to offer them. Give them a lot of love, and thank you so much, every single one of you, for the donations. We've got a new member, Cat's Girl and Jamie. You are both. I'm going to put you both in the drawing, Jamie. I'm going to put both of you in the drawing because, Jamie, we just love you. We appreciate you being here. All right. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the first stream. And I haven't really decided on a time. Don't let the YT or StreamYard lie to you and tell you that I'm going to have a live in the middle of the night. I will never, ever do that. Every single one of you, be well.
I've been chasing shadows in the night. Words echo silent where I hide. Every mirror shows a stranger's eyes, searching for the part of me that's mine. But the sky ignites a spark inside.